Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Gulfstream Park here on Saturday. It is the 5th of March 2022. We're going to look at the stakes races on the program from Gulfstream, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. It's Fountain of Youth Day, so we're going to look at all the stakes races on the program from Gulfstream. We have a lot of them, 9 of them, so we'll be looking at races 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Whew. So we have a lot of races to get to. Let's get to it right now. Starting off with the third race from Gulfstream Park, which is the Canadian Turf. It's a Grade 3 event going for a purse of $150,000. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 6 horses heading to the Gulfstream Park lawn. The distance of ground is 1,700 meters, or a mile 16th on the Gulfstream Park Turf course. 1,700 meters and mile 16th here in the Canadian Turf Handicap, or Stakes. And the rails are going to be down at 0 feet for the first time all season. Most likely, they were supposed to be down on Pegasus weekend, but I think because of the turf not really settling on the rooting on the inside 10 feet, they had to run at 10 feet for the Pegasus weekend. So now they're going to be at a zero on the inside 10 feet. So it's going to be a very fresh turf course, and so just keep that in mind when the turf course and the inner turf course here at Gulfstream, when it's fresh, you're very likely to hold up to speed. My top selection, I'm going to take the 2 horse Never Surprised. We'll go 2, 3, 6, 7 in the superfecta. 2, 3, 6, 7 super. Top selection, and a single in the early pick 5 is 2 horse Never Surprised. Is 4-year-old Colt by Constitution. Top Fletcher trains. Luis Saez gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 29th of January here at Gulfstream. About a mile length on the turf course in the Pegasus World Cup turf. And the horse finished second by a length. From a wide poster, he left out of the gate. He was setting some pedestrian fractions. He just couldn't stay up late. Currently on the stablemate got to him, but he ran his heart out. But Luis Saez could have held on to his stick, but I didn't think it was a half bad race. First time facing older horses. Coming here today, not the world's toughest race. I think you should really romp also on the inner turf course. Like I said, their speed really does hold up. 2 back in the Tropical Park Derby at Gulfstream, about a mile 16th on the 26th of December. The horse won by 6 1/4 lengths, and basically on the front and all throughout at 50 cents to the dollar. This horse just won easily, an all-around decent effort. And then the Gioponti at Aqueduct, mile 16th on the 26th of November on the inner turf course, won by 6 1/4 lengths. Again, a very easy run. This horse has a lot of speed, likes running on this turf course, and I think a 4 to 5. He speaks for himself. He's a very likely winner. So to recap my selection for the third from Gulfstream, it's Canadian Turf. Let's take the 2 horse Never Surprised. 2, 3, 6, 7 in the superfecta. To the 5th race now from Gulfstream Park, which is the Davona Stakes. It's a Grade 3 event going for a purse of $150,000. Race for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 9 horses here in the very one, going the distance of ground of 2,200 meters, or the distance of ground of a mile 3/8 on the Gulfstream Park turf course. 2,200 meters, a mile 3/8 turf course. Top selection here, I'm going to go with the number 5 horse. The number 5 horse, Virginia Joy, 5,296 in the superfecta, 5,296 super. God, I have to start writing better. 5,296 super. Top selection of 5 horse, Virginia Joy, this 5-year mare by Soldier Hollow. Chad Brown trains. Ira Ortiz Jr. gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 11th of July at Aqueduct at Belmont, a mile and a half in the River Memories. The horse finished second by a neck, and the horse stalked all the way around, had the lead, and then got caught late, but still ran his heart out there. Coming here a mile 3/8, a little speed favoring turf course, not the world's toughest race. I think the horse could really improve off of that run. Before that, a race that was very tough at Belmont, a mile and a quarter in the Grade 2 New York Stakes, 4th of June. The horse finished 4th by 2 1/4 lengths. Mean Mary basically walked on the front end. This horse just really couldn't get a good handle of the going, which was yielding because of a rainstorm right before the race. And when you set pedestrian fractions 115 and 4 3/4, you're basically going to win. This horse just wasn't closing there. And then before that, late April 2021 at Belmont, a mile and a quarter in optional 80. The horse won by 3/4 length, closing up from nowhere, a little bit wide, but he got the job done. An all-around good race. Coming here today, I think this horse is a very likely winner. So we're going to take this horse on the ticket. We're also going to use the 2 horse here, Harajuku, this 4-year-old filly by Deep Impact. Grand Motion trains. Junior Alvarado is having a very good Gulfstream meeting, gets the mount. Most recently, this horse placed in the Via Borghese, where this horse had lead. She just got caught late, but still ran around out there. She doesn't want on this side of the pond, and she hasn't won in quite a while, but she's always run these good races. If you look at some of the races she was running in France, those are very tough horses. These horses today aren't as tough, and with some clash relief, I think it's 7-2. You have to use her. But to recap my selection for the 5th from Gulfstream, it's the Davona Stakes. Let's take the 5-horse Virginia Joy. Give kudos to the 2-horse Harajuku. 5-2-9-6 Super. 5-2 in the multi-race. The 6th race from Gulfstream Park. It is the Davona Stakes. It's going for a purse of $200,000, race for 3-year-old fillies. We have a field of 7 horses going the distance of ground here, 1,600 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile here in the Davona Dale. 1,600 meters, 1 mile. My top selection, we're going to go take the number 1 horse, Kathleen O. We'll go 1-4-2-6 in the superfecta. 1-4-2-6 Super. Top selection of 1 horse, Kathleen O. 3 hopefully by Upstart. Shug McGahee he trains. Javier Castellano gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 1st of January here at Gulfstream. 1 mile in the cash run. And the horse was 1.5 lengths and had a horrible beginning. Didn't break that well. Was way out of it early on, but settled well and slowly moved his way up. When he quickened up, this horse got the job done. An all-around good race. A good pace meltdown really got this horse to the winner's circle that day. Coming here today, would like to see him a little bit more forwardly paced if this horse has some speed, and I think this horse could really run a good race. Won't see the same trip twice in a row like she did last time out. That was a 1 in a million closers winning on the dirt here at Gulfstream. But 2 back, the horse ran the 12th of November at Aqueduct on the mud. 7 furlongs, main special weight 80,000, and the horse went by head, and again sitting back early, a little bit wide, but got there in the nick of time. An all-around good race. He's training well, very well at Payson Park. Coming here today at 9-2, we're going to use her. Second likeliest one is the 4 horse Out Fox. Most recently in the Gasparilla from a stalking position at Tampa over the 7. The horse went by 3/4 in length, and I thought that was a very good race back to the races. Coming here to the 1-turn mile, which I think this horse is really bred for, a 5-1, another very likely winner, so we'll use her in the multis. But to recount my selection for the 6 from Gulfstream, it is the Davona Dale. Let's take the 1 horse Kathleen O. Give kudos to the 4 horse Out Fox. 1-4-2-6 Super. 1-4 in the multi race. 7th race from Gulfstream Park. It is the Palm Beach Stakes. It's going for a purse of $125,000. Race for 3-year-olds here. We have a field of 9 horses going the distance of ground of 1,600 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile here in the Palm Beach. 1,600 meters, 1 mile. Race used to be a very good race, and it used to be, I want to say, great 2 years ago, but with more 3-year-old races on turf early on this season, this race kind of faltered with the grade, and lost its grade a few years ago. Now it's a listed stakes, but you used to always see good horses running this one, and then end up in those good 3-year-old turf races like the Secretariat or that Colonial Virginia Derby in the end of the summer, but now you have races like the Belmont Derby, the American Turf, all those races which are, the key 3-year-old turf races now. So this race kind of lost its glory. But this year, I think it's a decent one. I'm going to take the 2 horse Coinage as a top selection. We'll go 2-6-4-9 in the superfecta. 2-6-4-9 Super. Top selection, 2 horse Coinage. 3-year-old colt by Tappet. Mark Cassie trains this one. Luis Hayez gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 5th of February at Gulfstream. About 1.16 in the grade 3 Kitten's Joy. And the horse finished 3rd by 3 1/4 lengths there. Was setting pace early on. He just kind of got caught late, but ran his heart out first off the bench. Second off the bench coming here today. I think the horse could really run a good race. 2 back in the Brews Cup Juvenile Turf at Del Mar, 1 mile on the 5th of November. The horse finished 9th by 6 lengths, and the best chance for this horse to win that day was leaving from the outside gate. And not the fault of them, they left out of the outside gate. They got good position. But he didn't break so clearly, but he got over well. But he used a lot early on, which cost him. He kind of hit the wall late. But, you could throw that race out because you're not going to win for 12-13 at Del Mar on that very tight turf course. And then before that, a Monmouth in the Now Stakes, 1 mile on the lawn. The horse finished 3rd by 8 1/2 lengths there. He'd have a little bit of a trouble trip early on, but he was gaining a little bit late. And then he won the with anticipation before that on his turf debut at Saratoga very nicely. Coming here, he's training well on the turf. Second off the bench at 3-1. I'm going to use him. I'm also going to use here the number 6 horse, who is Royal Spirit. Tom Pletcher trains Iratus Jr. gets the leg up. Most recently in the Kitten's Joy, this horse placed that day. He was dueling on the front end. He just couldn't stay up late, but he still ran his heart out there. And then he won broke the main before that at Gulfstream in his 4th start very, very easily. He actually ran before that against some stakes quality horses. It wasn't running half bad, just not getting the victory. Coming here today at 5-2, another horse you have to keep an eye on in the pick 4. But to recount my selection for the 7 from Gulfstream, it is the Palm Beach. Let's take the 2 horse Coinage. lineage. Give kudos to the 6-horse Royal Spirit, 2649 Super, 26 in the multi-race, to race number 9. The 9th race from Gulfstream Park, it is the Honey Fox Stakes. It's a grade 3 event going for a purse of $150,000. Races for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 11 horses entered to go the distance of ground here of 1,600 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile on the Gulfstream Park main track. 1,600 meters, 1 mile here in the Honey Fox. My top selection here, we're going to go take the number 5 horse, who is bipartisanship. We'll go 5963 in the superfecta, 5963 super. Top selection of 5 horse bipartisanship, forward by Bated Breath, Grand Motion Trains. Paco Lopez gets the mount. The horse's most recent out came 29th of January at Gulfstream, about a mile 16th, in the Pegasus World Cup Filly Mare Turf, and the horse finished 5th by 4 3/4 lengths. Was drawn a little bit wide, didn't break that well, but was gaining ground late. After all said and done, I thought it was an okay effort. Coming here today, hopefully it could break a little bit better. I think this horse, with the speed in this one, it could set up for a horse like this one today. This race will be run on the outer turf course at 55 feet, so this turf course can play towards speed. 2 back the horse from the Tropical Park Oaks at Gulfstream, about a mile 16th on the 26th of December, and the horse won by half length, closing up from nowhere at 19-1. This horse, it took him time to get the turn of foot because he was a little bit traffic. But when this horse got clear of sailing room late, this horse got the job done, and all around easy race. And then before then, the Winter Memories at Aqueduct, mile 16th and the 14th of November. The horse finished 7 by 13 1/4, by 3 1/4 lengths there. It was a little bit wide and just really couldn't get the good turn of foot. And then before that, Laurel mile 16th in main special weight 51,000. Those Laurel turf races for this past fall were very tough races. But this horse won by 3 3/4 lengths, a little bit wide. But this horse got the turn of foot and won nicely, an all-around easy race. And then the North America debut in a mile 16th in main special weight. The horse finished 3rd by 3 lengths. Neither race didn't have the best beginnings, but really was closing up well on that inner turf course. That is not a closer's kind of turf course, not closer's heaven. But coming here, training well, I'm going to give this horse a shot at 5-1. You also have to give a shot to the 9 horse here in Italian. Ira Ortiz gets on this one for Chad Brown. He started 3 times. It's going to be his first against stakes quality horses, but it's really been improving with every single race. Most recently, Tampa off the 6-month refreshing. The horse won by 4.5 lengths, winning very nicely on the front end. And then before that, won at Belmont in May of 2021 on the front end very, very nicely. Has some speed here. It wouldn't surprise me if this horse wires the field at 8-1. We'll give her a shot in the multis. But to recount my selection for the 9th from Gulfstream, it's the Honey Fox. Let's take the 5 horse bipartisanship as a top selection. We'll give kudos to the 9 horse in Italian, 5963 super, 59 in the multi race. The 10th race now from Gulfstream. It is the Gulfstream Park Mile. It's a grade 2 event going for a purse $200,000. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards. 9 horses are going the distance of ground here of 1,600 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile. The Gulfstream Park main track, 1,600 meters, so 1 mile here in the Gulfstream Park Mile, formerly known as the Gulfstream Park Handicap. And this race was always a great race run at the classic distance of grounds, but then it slowly kind of, in the early 2000s, it kind of lost its mojo, and then they made it a mile race, which is a good race, but not the greatest race ever. I'd like to see more of those classic races at Gulfstream at the classic distance of grounds. You don't have any, basically, other than you have the Don or the Pegasus at a mile and 8. That's about it. Nothing longer. Maybe at the end of the month they could, they used to have the skip away at a mile 3/16. Maybe they could run a race like that again at the on Florida Derby Day. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe next year. But my top selection here, I'm going to go with the number 3 horse, Speaker's Corner. I'm going to go 3, 4, 7, 8 in the superfecta, 3, 4, 7, 8 super. Top selection, a single for me, the 3 horse, Speaker's Corner. 4-year colt by Street Zones, Belmont Trains. Junior Alvarado gets on this one for Godolphin. Most recently, the Fred Hooper at Gulfstream, 1 mile on the 29th of January, and the horse won by 1/4 lengths and basically floated on the front end. He quickened up nicely and got the job done. A very easy run for this horse there, facing all the horses for the first time in quite a while. Cutting back to another 1-turn mile, which I think this horse absolutely loves. I think he's in a more realistic spot to win again. 2 back, they ran him in an unrealistic spot in the Discovery at Aqueduct, mile 8th on 27th of November. He finished second by a half length, and he was on the front end all throughout. He got caught late. He's just not a 2-turn horse, and then he won an elongated sprint at Belmont, going a mile 16th and optional 80. He won by 6 3/4 lengths, a little bit wide, but earning a 109 buyer. That was very, very good. His last 3 buyers have been triple digits, the worst being a 102 last time on the Hooper, but before that, 103 in the Discovery with the loss, and 109 before that. He actually showed up a 101 buyer in mid-August at Saratoga off the bench. Coming here today, has a lot of speed at 5-2. I'm going to single him in the slate pick 4 to begin it off. So to recount my selection for the 10th from Gulfstream, it's the Gulfstream Park Mile. Let's take the 2 horse Speaker's Corner. We're going to go 3, 4, 7, 8 in the superfecta to the turf to the 11th race from Gulfstream Park, which is the Mac Diarmida Stakes. It's a grade 2 event going for a purse of $200,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field here of 11 horses heading to the lawn, the distance of ground of 2,200 meters, or the distance of ground of mile 3/8 on the Gulfstream Park turf course. 2,200 meters, mile 3/8 here in the Mac Diarmida. Top selection, we're going to go with the number 11 horse here, who is Gloucestershire. We'll go 11-4-1-8 in the superfecta, 11-4-1-8 super, 11-4-1-8 super. Top selection, 11 horse Gloucestershire. This 4-year-old colt by Flintshire. Top Pletcher trains. I Teach Jr. gets them out. Horse's most recent outing came the 16th of January here at Gulfstream. About a mile and a half off the turf on the Tapeta and Ops 35 claimer, and the horse won by a half length. There's been, I think, about 5 or 6 mile and a half races now in the Tapeta. They've all been won mostly by front end horses, but this horse was the only horse that closed up on that turf on the Tapeta, going a mile and a half. He sat back early, he slowly moved his way up, and he got the job done in hand. I thought it was very good going against the bias and basically beating a horse that walked on the front end. Coming here today to the turf, where you should see a better trip, I think he could really improve off that run facing stakes quality horse for the first time. 2 back in the Lounge race, 82,000 in Aqueduct, mile 3/8 on the inner on the 14th of November. He finished third by 5.5 lengths. He didn't break that well. He sat back early, but really closed up well behind Avon, who won next on the Allen Jerkins. Avon basically again walked on the front end that day. They basically let Avon walk on the front end his last few races. I can't see it happening today. I think somebody's going to finally go after him, because, you can't let him go 115 again in 3/4 like he did last time in the McKnight. If they do it again, they're just, something's wrong. But the North America debut for the source, where he closed up well, wasn't bad at all. And then before that, mid-July in Newmarket in the UK, a mile and a quarter in a Class 3 handicap. He finished fourth by 6 1/4 lengths, and he just really couldn't get there late. I do think the mile and a quarter is a little bit too short. Mile 3/8 around 3 turns stateside is, I think, what he really wants to do. At 8-1, we're going to use him. Your second likeliest winner is the 4 horse here, Tide of the Seas, 20-1, but he's getting blinkers on, which I think should concentrate him. Since they took the blinkers off, he's been a very inconsistent horse. He had a very disappointing 9th in the Belmont Gold Cup, came back to a decent 2nd in the Grand Coutier after that at Belmont, and then an okay 4th in the Kentucky Turf Cup preview at Ellis, and then his form really fell down in that Turf Cup at Kentucky Downs. Came back to win the Laurel Turf Cup, and then he's been very inconsistent since then. But when he has the blinkers on, when he concentrates on the run, he always runs these good races. He placed with the blinkers on the Mcdermott last year, won the McKnight last year on the front end. He's another horse that could be forwardly paced at 20-1. Watch out for him here today. To recap my selection now for the 11th in Gulfstream, it's the Mac Diarmida. Let's take the 11 horse Gloucestershire as a top selection. Give kudos to the 4 horse Tide of the Sea. 11-4-1-8 super, 11-4 in the multi-race, the 12th race, the featured 12th race now from Gulfstream. It is the Fountain of Youth Stakes. It's a grade 2 event going for a purse $400,000, race for 3-year-olds here. We have a field of 13 horses entered, but keep in mind the 12th horse is scratch here, Modano goal. So we'll be down to a field of 12 horses going the distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or the distance of ground here of a mile and a 16th on the Gulfstream Park main track. 1,700 meters, a mile 16th here in the Fountain of Youth. My top selection, we're going to go with the number 8 horse, Emmanuel. We'll go 8-9-4-13 in the superfecta. 8-9-4-13 super. Top selection, 8 horse, Emmanuel. This 3-year-old colt by More Than Ready. Tom Pletcher trains. Luis Diaz gets them out. The horse's most recent outing came the 30th of January at Tampa, mile 40 and an Ops 75 claimer. And the horse won by 4.5 lengths. And basically, on the front end all throughout, this horse just kept going. First start with Lasix. He just basically put on a show, and I thought it was a good stamina builder around 2 turns on that very deep Tampa track. Coming here today has a speed to win. Mile 16th, Eric Gulfstream is very good to speed outside horses, I've noticed. So he's drawn well. I think this horse can really run a good race and improve off the last run. 2 back in the main special weight Gulfstream, 1 mile on the 11th of December. He won by 6 3/4 lengths. And again, on the front end all throughout, nobody got to him. He just kept going. He's trading well at Palm Beach at 3-1. I'm going to take him here. Don't throw out the 9-horse High Oak. He most recently ran the Hopeful at Saratoga this past summer over the 7 furlongs in September, where he finished 4th by 9 1/4 lengths. He was very, very wide. He just never showed up. But before that, he won the Saratoga Special very, very nicely, and then broke the main at Belmont even easier before that. He's the kind of horse, I think he wants to go the mile 16th. He's training very well pacing. At 8-1, we'll use him. And also keep an eye out for the 4-horse In Due Time. Kelly Breen trains this one. He's going to go to the mile 16th. He's going to get a good tracking position from the inside, and it wouldn't surprise me if he pounds late. At 6-1, we have to use him. And the 13-horse Galt, most recently they ran the Holy Bull from the rail, where he finished 4th by 5 3/4 lengths. He had a little bit of a trouble trip. From the outside, he's probably going to leave, and we'll see how far his speed goes. He is a course and distance winner, winning here 2 back in December. At 15-1, we'll use him to blow up this ticket. This is a very wide open race now with Mo Donegal gone, so I think you want to spread in the pick 4. But to recount my selection for the 12th from Gulfstream, it is the Fasig Tipton Fountain of Youth, the Grade 2 Fountain of Youth. They're going to take as a top selection the 8-horse Emmanuel, 8, 9, 4, 13 Super. We'll use all 4 of those in the slate pick 4. The 13th race, nightcap from Gulfstream. It is the Herecomesthebride Stakes. It's a grade 3 event going for a purse of $125,000. Race for 3-year-olds. Fillies here. Field of 13 horses entered, but only 12 could go. The distance of ground of 1,600 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile on the Gulfstream Park main track. 1,600 meters, 1 mile here in the Herecomesthebride. My top selection, I'm going to go take the number 2 horse, Mischievous Kiss. We'll go 2-8-5-4 in the superfecta, 2-8-5-4 super. Top selection, 2 horse, Mischievous Kiss. This 3-year-old fell into the mischief. Belmont trains. Juno Alvarado gets them out. The horse's most recent outcame 20th of November at Aqueduct, mile 16th in Tempin. And the horse finished 3rd by a length there. It was a little bit wide, but was really gaining ground late. Not a bad race for this horse. Coming here today, good pace in front. I think this horse could really close up well. 2 back in the Chelsea Flower at Belmont, a mile 16th and 6th of November. The horse won by half length, and coming from nowhere, this horse was a little bit wide, but he got the job done. A very, very good run. And then at 7 at Belmont on the 2nd of October in a main special weight, the horse won by 2 lengths. Didn't look closer that day. This horse got the job done in hand. Coming here, longer trip on the outer turf course here at Belmont at Gulfstream. I think you have to watch out for this horse, along with the 8-horse Opalina. God, I can't speak. Pardon me. I'm only 1 cup of coffee in today, so it's very hard speaking, especially this early in the morning. But Opalina's most recent rounding came in the Sweet Chance at Kier Gulfstream, mile 16th on the 5th of February, and the horse won by 3/4 in length. And again, from a stalking position, this horse won quite nicely. If the horse had a better trip last time on the Ginger Prune in early January, this horse probably would have won, but he just couldn't get there late, and he just had a little trouble early on. And then before then, the Jasmine, with the horse again had a very troubled trip, hit the gate going out. It was stupidly wide, but was gaining late. I thought that he ran a very good race after all is said and done in that Jasmine. Coming here again at 7-2. Watch out for this horse in the multis. But to recount my selection for the 13th from Gulfstream, it is the grade 3 Herecomesthebride. Let's take the 2-horse Mischievous Kiss. Give kudos to the 8-horse Opalina. 2-8-5-4 super, 2-8 in the multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.